What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Live Wealthy back with our daily Apple update video where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels to look out for, and what the future for the Apple stock could look like. So real quick, if you enjoyed these videos, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I try to do these videos on a daily basis and it really helps me out as I'm trying to grow the channel. And comment down below if you are in Apple or what you think the future for Apple could look like, and I'd love to converse with you down there based on what you think. So wasting no time, let's get right to it. I'll hit the one-day chart, and what we'll see here is we were down $1.12 today, 96 basis points, a little less than 1%. We're up a little, but again, you know, that sort of goes up and down. The NASDAQ was up 0.19% today. The Dow was up 176 points, so 0.62%, and then the S&P was up about 0.5%, 0.56%. Compared to that, Apple was down, so we were definitely underperforming the market today, which is not good. Google was up 1.38%. Microsoft was basically flat, only up 9 cents. The Qs were kind of flat, but you know, just to get an idea, comparing it to Amazon, you know, Amazon was down, but down only 0.27%. So Apple was down almost 1%. So it was down more than you know, those that were down, and then those that were green. It was, you know, Apple was red. So either way, underperforming there. So what we see here at the beginning of the day is this huge, massive drop, right? So we gapped up a little. We were going up, going down, going up, going down, playing around the VWAP, right? Up, down, up, down. And then we kind of heard about Pelosi coming on to speak, and then that's when we went from the 117s to the 114s. It was a huge 3% drop in the course of, let's see, 9:51 to 10:45, so not even an hour. We dropped 3% because, you know, people were expecting Pelosi to come on and say, hey, no stimulus deal, we couldn't do it, da 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 da. Turns out it was a bit of an overreaction, right? If we take a look at even, you know, the SPY or the Dow, you'll see the huge drop, you know, regardless of where you go. The difference was, you know, if we take a look at, let's say, Microsoft, it hit the VWAP, came down, and then broke it. Apple took a lot longer to sort of break the VWAP. Matter of fact, it barely broke it towards the close and then came right under it. So relatively weak behavior in the stock today. Yeah, this huge fall, and then, you know, kind of struggling, trading between this 115 and 116 range, more so the 115.40s to 116 range for a few hours there, and then looked like it was making a push and then came right back where it was before it started the push. So with that being said, let's kind of look at what is going on in the market. So when Pelosi spoke, you know, it was a whole lot of, I don't know how else to say, but nothing, right? Like nothing came of it. It was just a warning that, you know, we might still be far from passing a stimulus deal, despite the progress. And then they talked about, you know, she said it could take a while, and you know, it'll take a while to write the bill. So nothing too, you know, positive came from it. But you know, the deadline is tomorrow, so we'll kind of have to see, okay, are we getting something done by tomorrow? Are we not getting done by tomorrow? So let's take a look at some of the technicals, and then we'll kind of touch back on this, on how I plan on trading around it. So if we take a look at the daily chart, right, nothing too crazy, right? This trends, if you've been watching my videos for a while, right, you know, the lower high, lower low period, reversal of trend, higher high, a little bit of consolidating, the huge run up because of the Apple event. And then since then, you know, I kind of drew this line at the top because we are making lower highs every single day. And I mean, this line is from yesterday, but if I were to just, you know, carry it over to today, we see it's perfectly following that pattern. We're making lower highs than we did the day before, and in today's case, we also made a lower low than yesterday, which is definitely, you know, two things we don't want to see that we're seeing in the stock. So what does that mean in terms of, you know, future support and resistance levels? So if we take a look here, today when it fell, it bounced, so the highs, lows will be right there. If we take a look, the low was 114.59, this level right there. Now if we trace that all the way back, right, there were these 2 days back in October 8th and October 9th a few weeks ago where we had similar levels. So here we see the low point was 114.92, and here we see the low point was 114.59. it's 114.59 here, and it was 114.59 back there, right? So that's a good way to kind of look back at, you know, when we were at those previous levels and what could potentially be that reversal point there. So that support level held up well, which is great. Now we know that we have support down there. And then taking a look at some of the indicators, right? We've got the 20-day moving average at 116.81. That's something that I'd like to see the stock push towards tomorrow. And the 50-day moving average coming in at 117.42. The 200-day moving average is all the way in the 80s, 89. So hopefully we don't go down to that. I don't think we will. Taking a look at some of the EMAs, we've got the 8 EMA coming in at 117.44. Again, that's something that I like to see the stock kind of riding, right? I like to see it bouncing off of the 8 EMA, not be below the 8 EMA. So that's definitely something that I'm looking for the stock to recapture. But as you can see right now, we're around the 34 EMA at 115.91. We're trading at 115.75. We've got great support down at the 113 level. That's also validated by the 55 EMA coming in at 113.29. And then the next support level after that, I think, is 115.91 at the 34 EMA. We are under that, right? I would look for it to recapture and move up, for it to hold up as support. And then that level that we just talked about that we bounced off of today being the 114.59 level. So some key levels to look out for. If we were to take a push up, since we are making a lower high every day, tomorrow's sort of high point would be today's high point, and then it would be the day before's high point, right? Those would serve as, like, you know, soft resistance points, because we've been unable to get up to them as we're trading. So what does this mean moving forward? Well, with the uncertainty around the stimulus, the stock market has not really been able to pick a direction that it wants to go. We're seeing a general downtrend here. If we do get a stimulus, so I think like 2 or 3 things can happen going into tomorrow. First one being we get positive news. Hey, we've reached some sort of a deal. Here's the deal. Stock market, I think, gaps up and rallies. Chances of that I don't think are too likely. They're not close to a deal right now. Anything can happen. Technically their deadline's tomorrow, but, you know, like I've said before, the motivation for them to make a deal is just a little bit political at this point. I think the Democrats won't like, I think they're down at 2.2 and Republicans are up to 1.8. Don't quote me on that. I just remember seeing that somewhere. So maybe they'll meet in the middle, maybe they won't, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is they straight up tell us tomorrow that, hey, we're not doing the deal until after the election. I personally think with the amount we've sort of sold off or fallen, I don't think we see a huge sell-off, but we would probably not be trading upwards, in my opinion. And then the third option, which we've seen all week, is, hey, we're talking about it, is what they're going to tell us, and then we'll kind of see how tomorrow ends and if they talk over the weekend or whatever it may be. I personally see that as sort of the most likely, just because you know, they've kind of been pushing it all week. First the deadline was Tuesday, then there wasn't really a deadline, now it's Friday, so we'll kind of see how that goes. But you know, just to kind of let you guys know that, hey, if you are heavy on some positions, something to keep in the back of your mind, that if it does gets postponed, you know, we might have another red day. But I'm looking, you know, to sort of lighten my positions until we get through the stimulus bill mess and through the elections, and then we'll kind of see where the market goes from there. So that's all I had for you guys today. I personally you know, would like to see a reversal of this. Not reversal, but I'd like to see us making a higher high moving into tomorrow or the next day, just to kind of, you know, have some faith back into the stock. Next week is earnings on Thursday, as well as earnings for a lot of tech companies, including Microsoft on Tuesday, Apple on Thursday, and a couple more. So hopefully next week will be exciting. Hopefully the stimulus stuff will be kind of either good or bad, but done either way by then, and we can trade with that without that being in the back of our mind. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, subscribe to my channel, and drop a comment down below. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the daily Apple update video, and until then, stay safe. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.